Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we're here with something very special to us because, as you know, this is our goal, is to live a life of letters. This is, Dalton?
Something we pushed off for a while now. We've been waiting.
We had a very busy month. We put up a lot of content.
A lot of content in October, and we kind of shut down for a bit and just needed a breather.
Yeah.
But we're back at it with a patron haul this week.
Yes.
So we have 5 new patrons that we would like to address. We'd like to thank, give them a moment in their sun. We have a 6th patron as well. We'll get to that at the end. But Adrian, would you just like to start us off here?
Sure. Cheyenne, a personal friend of mine, became a patron of the show. Finally, some of my friends are coming through. A lot of Dalton's friends support us, but Kansas City is a city full of haters. And Cheyenne has a touch of the wanderlust.
Okay.
Cheyenne is also a very selfless person. She's someone who's willing to do things for other people. So, to represent Cheyenne on set, I think it is only fitting that we use the Silver Surfer. Someone who is in the employ of Galactus and goes around the entire universe, the Marvel Universe, for his peoples, because of his peoples, and gets to see all of the worlds in the universe.
There you go.
So, Cheyenne, you are now Silver Surfer.
This next one, I'm excited about. I don't know how to tell this story, and I hope this gentleman is not offended by this, but it was too damn funny.
Yeah, we couldn't pass this up.
So the first contact we had with this gentleman, he sent us a message on YouTube, which we very rarely check because we're terrible at the internet. But I finally get around to checking it.
We also had a comment on a video, didn't we?
I think so.
The video, there was a comment on the video with the same message.
But I'm going to focus on this message because I bring it up to Adrian. I'm like, you see this?
What do we do?
You see this message? Bryce Gassner sent us a message. He said, could you please stop talking about Sam Harris?
Quit it! Stop it!
He's not good. He sucks. Just stop. No one cares.
And this was months ago.
This was months and months and months ago. So I come to Adrian, I'm like, see this guy? He's shitting on Sam Harris. We just both read Waking Up. We enjoyed shit on him, Sam Harris. I'm upset by this.
To which my only reply was, it's his right.
It's his right. Yeah, Adrian defends it.
It's, not everyone's going to like Sam Harris.
But as Dalton does with the comments, if you leave a negative comment, So it dies away, and this gentleman continues to comment on our videos, and it seems that was the only really negative one, but he has always been critical, but that one has always stuck with me. So Bryce Gassner, thank you for joining the ranks of our Patreon. You will forever be immortalized as the French Taunter.
Oh, yes.
From Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That is the best setup for a Patreon we have ever had. That is the best decision. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yes.
I tried my best to actually find a Sam Harris figurine. They don't exist, unfortunately. You were going to be Sam Harris.
We thought about getting a Ben Stiller figure just because they look enough alike,
But we will attempt to not talk about Sam Harris as much.
Right. We've died off the Sam Harris talk a little bit.
I've always thought about doing a quickie on Waking Up, but I might dedicate that like in memoriam to Bryce Gassner. But in all seriousness, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy our terrible sense of humor. We do appreciate it.
Another person that joined the ranks of our patron is Lesley Macgregor. Would you like to say that in the proper Scottish way?
Lesley Macgregor.
Lesley Macgregor.
She's Canadian.
Yeah, I know. Canadian with a BA in Classical Studies. And from Canada. Now, BA translates loosely to badass, right?
Okay.
So this is a badass in Classical Studies.
Okay.
From Canada, where I assume it's cold 375 days a year.
It is.
And classical. Now, a classic Americana is the 50s, right?
Do you say classic Canadicana?
I don't know.
Okay.
But we are American.
Okay.
She is Canadian.
All right.
So we are going to meet somewhere in the middle with the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
The 50s, the 40s is when Captain America came to be, and Bucky was his pal then.
Okay.
Now, badass, obviously, the Winter Soldier. and it's cold, so winter, right?
And she did mention, she, in her About Me on her Patreon, like, she thanked us.
Which is a fairly confusing website, right?
Patreon's very confusing. But she did mention that she had this, and she is from Canada, where it is cold.
Yes.
So Winter Soldier, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also,
lives around 30 vineyards, 2 breweries, a hard cider factory, and a distillery. So no, we will not be reading Canadian literature, but if you would like to send us some Canadian alcohol...
It would almost make Canada bearable. It sounds amazing. And that is exactly the reason why Dalton is not allowed to pick up any more Canadian patrons. I will make fun of you for being Canadian. That is the way it works. But thank you very much, Lesley.
He will make fun of you for being Canadian until he's knocking on your door asking if anyone stays in the house next door. Like,
we have the ultimate Canadian patron figure lined up.
Yes,
it's
we
the
do.
best idea ever, and I'm just waiting to just whip it out on somebody. And yes,
Wands out.
I chose that word correctly. Anyway, next up we have Lauren McCormick. Lauren McCormick actually has a YouTube channel. McCormick. She is Burnt Fiction.
Yes.
So we will try, future editing Dalton, to remember to link that down below. But Lauren says that she is a classicist.
Yes.
A classicist. She enjoys the classics. What is more classic than classic Batman?
There is nothing more
There is
classic.
nothing more classic than classic Batman. So we had to go this route here. This is original Batman. Is it Adam West
That
who
is
portrayed
Adam
this?
West Batman. Yes.
Not only is it Batman, but it is Adam West, which is possibly the finest compliment we have ever given anyone on this channel.
Yeah, it rarely gets higher than that, right?
Yes, but you said you do really enjoy the classics. You talk about classics a lot, so we had to give you a classic figure.
Yes.
The original TV Batman. And I would highly suggest, if you do get a chance, check out Burnt Fiction down below.
Absolutely.
Great channel. And we always have to promote that community building thing. I'm half tempted to just, like, sub in, like, BAMs and POWs as I'm talking right now. It's all I want. But Lauren, thank you very much.
Talking about great channels. Rachel Atkins. Rachel Louise Atkins. Join the ranks of our patron as well.
I was nervous about that.
Yes. Now, there's a few things I know about Rachel. First off, very intellectual.
Okay.
Very powerfully brainy.
All right.
Right? Also, we've been engaged on the internet three or four times now.
All right.
Also, we really share, Rachel and I, a love for the trench poets from World War I.
Okay.
So I had to go something semi-militaristic, maybe, right? Needed something that I love. Needed something very powerful. Now, the most powerful humanoid possibly in the Marvel Universe is Captain Marvel. See a little tuft of blonde hair up there. But so Rachel will forever be on set as Captain Marvel.
Fair enough.
From the Marvel Universe. And if you go over to her channel, you will be nothing short of impressed. And I am still waiting, Rachel, for my copy of your dissertation.
Now, her dissertation, she's working with the trench poets as well. It's not just a passion. She's trying to work that into her master's degree.
Yes.
Which is very commendable. That is wonderful. Good for you. God, I wish we could go back.
Why?
Maybe I'm just an old man. I want to reminisce about good old times. God, I wish we would go back to school. We need to get on it.
I would love once. Okay, so related to this haul, obviously our goal here is to go full time with this. We're getting closer. Thank you dearly. That is what I will be doing. I think my first course of action would be to get an associate's in science.
Okay.
I will pursue a doctorate at some point.
I just want you to start a video with, and I'm Dr. Adrian Fort, and just rub that in my face.
Yeah.
That would be delightful.
I'm 2 years closer than you.
You're 2 years closer than I am. You went straight into your master's degree after getting your bachelor's degree.
I took a year off.
You took a year off.
Yes.
I shut down and took 4 years.
Well, but in your defense, I took a lot of time off between... It took me a long time to get my associates.
Yes.
To go out and get my bachelor's.
I can still get it before you do.
Yes.
I'm getting it.
Yes.
We did have a 6th patron as well that we were going to mention in this haul, but we are at this time unable to find anything. So if you have a different name that you comment under, if you're on Twitter under a different name, or we've just missed you along the line, Mika?
I'd say Mikey. Micah.
Mika?
Micah.
Meike.
Yes.
If you're out there, if you're watching this video, we have not forgotten about you. We just would like to know a little bit more about you. That's why we always promote, hey, shoot us a message, let us know a little bit about yourself.
Some thought does go into these things, we promise.
Yes. And if you don't, that's fine. We will make something work for you.
We've done it in the past, right?
Yes.
Now, along these lines as well, we are trying to find more ways to incentivize more things to do for our patrons, right? As opposed to just having the representation on set. So to go through our patronage hierarchy.
Yes.
At the $5 mark, you'll be on set. Going forward, at the $5 mark, you will forever be immortalized on the strip coverlet set by representation from some type of pop culture dealie. At the $10 mark, you get what we're referring to as our literary planner. It is a quote a day, a prompt a day, space for taking notes, as well as a little box in which to put number of pages you read that day and the number of words you got. Because that's one thing, honestly, I have always wanted, is a way to keep track of those things. Because I mark them in my regular planner, but I do not have a literary planner, right? At $12, we will review one poem a year for you. That will be your poem, anything you want, so long as we can find it or you can provide it. We'll get an entire full-length poetry review from the two-man Dalton Adrian set. And at $20, Adrian becomes your personal critic. 2,000 words per month of anything that you have written and want Adrian to look over, I will send you criticism back on. So that's what we have brewed up. What?
I just realized that, like, finals week is going to be a rough week for Adrian to film. Can you look this over?
Right. But we're trying to do more for people who are doing things for us.
Yes. We can't tell you how much this really does mean to us, and that is a very genuine thing. That people are supporting us.
Right.
We want to do as much as we can to say, hey, thanks, we're going to give you back something. So we did want to change up our Patreon system a lot. We established this a year ago when we first started this channel.
And had 0 patrons.
And had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, had no idea how things worked.
So we tried to keep some of the original things. I know people love the figures.
Yes.
But we wanted to try to spice it up a little bit more and make it more worthwhile to you as well. We appreciate what you do for us. We want to give something back to you.
Absolutely.
But if you do like this kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a like as well for our Patreons. They appreciate that as much as we do.
If you would like to join the ranks of our Patreon, there will be a link in the description below to our Patreon page. Make sure you follow us on Twitter @StripCover and on Facebook @StripCoverLit.